Okay guys, let's go.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Here come bad news, talking this and that. Friends to you, don't waste your time. Here's why. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. Your love is too high. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. I said, tell you now. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. Your love is too high. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. I said, clap along if you feel like a room with.
Hi, this is Priya with the CRPVS Pledge. I pledge to be responsible by adhering to school policies and school rules. I pledge to be motivated by putting forth outstanding effort in school each day. I pledge to be kind to school staff, classmates, and visitors in all interactions.
Hey y'all, my name is Juju, and these are the hallway expectations. When you're in the hallway, walk to the right, and in the beginning of the class, you can't go the first 10 minutes, the last 10 minutes, and the last 30 minutes of the day. And you have 3 minutes to get to class. If you don't get to class in 3 minutes, you get a hall sweep. If you get 2 hall sweeps, you're done. You're done. You're done. You're done. You're done. So just get to class. You're done. Get to class.
It's time for the funny joke now. Go ahead, say it with me. Funny joke.
What did the teacher write on the window? He wanted to be sure that his lesson was clear.
Abdul's Story, written by Jamila Tompkins Bigelow and illustrated by Tiffany Rose. Abdul loved to tell stories. He told one about the high-stepping kids who collected donations in boots, another about the teenagers who danced in subway cars. He had one about the bow-tie-wearing man hawking bean pies on Broad Street, and even one about the woman who sold water ice from her basement on hot summer days. Writing these stories was hard, though. Making lowercase b face the right way was tricky. P and S, too. Silent letters were downright sneaky. How could Abdul know there was an E if it never made a sound? Abdul loved straight lines like the ones his barber shaved. But Abdul's scribbly, scratchy, scrawly letters never stayed on any line. During writing period each day, he wrote, then erased his mistakes. Wrote, then erased. Wrote, then erased. His classmates had neat sentences. Abdul had smudges. Why write his stories anyway? The people and places in his school books never looked or sounded like the people or places he knew. Some stories are for books, Abdul decided, but not his. One day, Abdul's class had a visitor. Mr. Muhammad had lines straighter than straight around his beard and hairline. His sneakers, like Abdul's, had not a single crease or scuff. Mr. Muhammad was a writer. He read a story about a watchful boy with hair shaved low and skin the color of night. Women braided hair on front steps in this story. Girls with clacking beads jumped rope, and men in white thobes prayed on the sidewalk outside a full storefront mosque. The boy watched over this community. Write new stories with new superheroes, Mr. Muhammad said. Abdul pressed his paper down firmly. He could be an author, like Mr. Muhammad. But B played tricks again. Mr. Muhammad walked around, reading each child's work. He was getting close. Does silent E go here? Silent U? Erase, erase, erase. Abdul tried writing neatly. Write, erase, erase, rip! He slammed down his pencil. Jada and Kwame had pages of words. Abdul had a hole. Abdul slid down, down, down under the table. He imagined an eraser big enough to erase himself. Nice sneaks. Can I see your story? Mr. Muhammad asked. I don't got a story, Abdul whispered. Everyone has stories, but I can't write like them, Abdul pointed. Me neither, Mr. Muhammad said. Come with me. I want to show you my notebook. That's a mess. I get messy words out so good words can come too. I fix the mess later. Before walking away, he said, keep trying. That gave Abdul an idea. Bismillah, he said. Snap. Abdul scribbled words and made mistakes without erasing. He wrote around the hole, filling the page. I wrote a mess like yours, Abdul told Mr. Muhammad. Mr. Muhammad smiled. Find a great story in there. Abdul squinted. He saw words, misspelled, but wondrous and sloppy-looking sentences he loved. Over the next few days, Abdul rewrote a less messy mess, then an even less messy mess. He smiled when he read his story to himself. But when it was time to hand it in, he didn't feel like smiling. That's sloppy, Jada said. You spelled a word wrong, Kwame added. Abdul slipped his paper underneath the others. Some kids are writers, Abdul thought, but not me. Days later, Mr. Muhammad returned. I loved your stories, he exclaimed. I had to read one again and again. It was so good. Everyone sat up. Everyone except Abdul. Kwame whispered, I bet it was mine. I spelled every word right. Jada whispered back, he probably liked mine. I have the best handwriting in the class. Mr. Muhammad started reading the story in a loud, clear voice. It was about a boy with tall hair shaped with sharp lines and skin the orange-brown of sunrise. He watched over the kids stomp, stomp, stepping down the block and the ones breaking to the beat of a city train. He even protected the grown-ups who sold things and were like family. Abdul sat up. It was his story. And then Mr. Muhammad paused. He frowned at the page. Abdul's cheeks burned. Everyone listened, wide-eyed and silent. Mr. Muhammad read on, stopping a few more times at mistakes until he reached the end of the story. That was by Abdul, Mr. Muhammad said. Abdul slowly looked up. Everyone stared. Were they smiling? Yes, and clapping too. Great story, Kwame told Abdul. I loved it, said Jada. When they returned to their writing, Abdul whispered to Mr. Muhammad, what about my mistakes? Writers make mistakes. We'll work on them. As they worked, Abdul thought, some people are writers, and I am one of them. I love this story because of Abdul's journey. He was able to find his voice and realize that his voice matters. And what I love about that is that we all have a story to tell. And what beautiful way to tell stories, through books. So no matter your story, no matter how you tell stories, no matter your journey, make sure you tell it loud and proud, because the world is ready to hear it.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
You talking about Mr. Miller, the one that looked like Frankenstein and Herman Mustard? Hey, Dr. Avenger.
big shout out to Dean Mayer for being an awesome sport and making the kids laugh. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Bye. Feeling like you need a little bit of company. You met me at the perfect time. You want me, I want you, baby. My sugar boo, I'm levitating.
Copy on here.
Go check him out.
Copy on the announcement. Where is he? Copy on the announcements.
Downstairs.
Copy on the announcements.
Let me be on the announcement.
Maybe tomorrow.
Need a little bit of company. You met me at the perfect time.